The anthropomorphic myth begins that in the beginning was the One, and we were all connected to the One. Beyond all time, beyond all thought. Complete knowing, complete knowledge. And then at some point, there was a movement in the firmament, and we began to notice like polywogs or bacteria, a movement towards what began to become known for the first time as an edge of the One. And with excitement, some were the first to go, to jump into the void. And then the curiosity led to excitement, and millions and billions and trillions of divine sparks leapt into the void. And in that first moment, it was a bit of a setup, but in that first moment of being separate from Creator was our first moment of experiencing duality. Except we were faced with the most extreme opposites we can ever face, because now we had a separate little self that within held the all that is. But on the outside now there's a I am not. So this little tiny divine spark had to deal with in his very first moments of incarnation, even before he, she, I, you, we, us took on a physical form, had to deal with this existential duality of I am not. I exist, I do not exist. And so, as I've heard the story, the masters of old say that as little souls we couldn't deal with that. Dilemma. And so we split off into 9 lesser fears. We couldn't deal with the primal fear of non-existence. So we split off into 9 lesser fears and those fears became the foundation of our personality. So those 9 core fears reside within us as the foundation, like a seesaw, teeter-totter, which we hide from ourselves, our core fear. We run from it our entire lives, which is our journey. And we try to convince ourselves and others that we are the very opposite of the thing that we most fear within ourselves the most. So this is where we get to kind of put on our big girl and boy pants and open up to very deep work of the Enneagram, the Enneagram. And for right now, I just want to keep it light and in the, well, to keep it simple and in the realm of archetypes so that we can understand this world of imagery and how imagery is used within in a good way, in a healthy way, in a dynamic way, in a evolving way, in the way that we're supposed to do, versus the outer imagery that you, we, I have been fed. So I'm just looking at this and realizing I have no idea how to keep this simple. Um, Well, for right now, as you look at these words, you see the essence of an archetype is that it goes beyond boundaries, it goes beyond nationality, it goes beyond everything. And you just say the word, and instantly you get an image of a kind of a person that is. It's like a wholly formed personality. So, you know, I'm sure that each of these words, which is the, in these worlds called the passion, what we're sort of addicted or compulsively kind of can't stop doing. The perfectionist, the helper, the achiever, the individualist, the observer, the loyalist or the questioner, the enthusiast or the adventurer, the boss, the peacemaker. Now, this brings up the notion of the opposites that I also talked about in an earlier video and how important that is. So I'm going to remind us of that because it really is the secret. So we have a light part of our personality and then a part that we keep hidden, that we push down, that we are afraid of. In psychology world, it's called doing the shadow work, or Jungian doing the Jungian work, going into the shadow and opening it up, going into dreams. And the journey, very simply, is the distance that you have between your passion and your core fear. because for many of us, it is this core fear that is like a demon nipping at our heels our entire life, never allowing us to fully come to rest. There's always that inner niggle of something's wrong, something's not right, and something's not complete. So this is just to open you into the world of the Enneagram and archetypes, and kind of giving a little dip the toe into how you can work with that. And if you want to go deeper, the book that I would highly recommend is the book The Wisdom of the Enneagram. I didn't look it up ahead of time, by Riso and Hudson, Riso. The Wisdom of the Enneagram, Enneagram. Okay.